Prince Harry in tears as Prince knocked sideways emotionally by sweet Meghan gesture. Prince Harry's eyes let slip the saddest expression during an unusual public display of emotions that followed a groundbreaking gesture shared with his wife Meghan Markle, according to a body language expert. Prince Harry displayed a deeply sad expression and appeared to be tearful after his wife Meghan proudly introduced him on stage during the opening ceremony of the Invictus Games, currently ongoing at The Hague, according to a body language expert. The Duke of Sussex joined his wife after she said she could not love and respect him more. The pair then exchanged an intimate kiss in front of the adoring public, a move described as groundbreaking when it comes to members of the royal family by body language expert Judy James. This is because royals don't normally display their affection in public settings, and are rarely seen exchanging kisses. She told the Mirror, as Meghan and Harry do the handover of the mic, they also perform a kiss that would have been a given in the political world but which is groundbreaking in royal terms. It is affectionate but swift, with both smiling proudly as they perform it. Harry, James continued, appeared to be knocked sideways emotionally by the kiss. Indeed, after being passed on the microphone by Meghan and left alone on stage, Harry stands in an overwhelmed-looking silence for a few seconds, the expert said. She continued, "This is an unusually emotional display from Harry, who has been seen striding out onto global stages with all the cheeky confidence of an MC at a rock conference. Instead, he turns his reddened face to the side, wiping the side of his nose with his knuckles in what looks like a partial cut-off to shield his facial expression. His eyes have the saddest expression as his tongue pokes out from the corner of his mouth and he looks down to suggest tearfulness." Harry rubs his own hand as though trying to spur himself on, but his attempt at a smile involves a lip clamp with, again, tearful-looking eyes. He rocks from one foot to the other in a self-comfort ritual before throwing a double thumbs-up gesture to suggest that, contrary to the rest of his body language, he is actually okay. After a silent exchange with a member of the public and showing he is ready to speak, the Duke appears to get rebooted and displays a more familiar-looking self, James said, which includes Harry's signature grin as he begins to speak. James went on asking what could have prompted Harry's tearful display of emotions, noting there may have been several factors influencing the Duke, including the return of the Games following a 2-year-long stop forced by the coronavirus pandemic, his recent meeting with his grandmother the Queen and father Prince Charles, and Meghan's heartfelt words and gesture. During her introduction of Prince Harry, Meghan highlighted the hard work that Prince Harry put into the launch of this edition of the Games, as well as the Duke's close connection with the contestants, having served in the army himself for a decade. She said, "He has also spent many late nights and early mornings planning for these Games to make them as perfect as possible for each of you. I could not love and respect him more, and I know that all of you feel the same because he is your fellow veteran, having served 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan and 10 years of military service." Prince Harry launched the first edition of the Invictus Games in 2014, after being inspired by the Warrior Games, a multi-sports tournament hosted by the U.S. Department of Defense for ill, injured and sick military personnel and veterans. The Games aim at using the power of sport to inspire recovery, support rehabilitation, create a community for military personnel and increase the understanding and respect for wounded, injured and sick veterans and soldiers. The Games at The Hague were scheduled to take place in 2020 but, due to the pandemic, they were postponed to this week. The opening ceremony took place on Saturday and the Games will last until April 22. Prior to traveling to the Netherlands, Harry and Meghan stopped at Windsor to hold a private meeting with the Queen as well as Prince Charles. This marked the first time the Duchess met the 2 senior royals in person since March 2020, when she left the UK after completing her last official engagements as a full-time working member of the firm. Unlike Harry, who travelled back to England twice in 2021, Meghan had not been on British soil for 2 years. Harry and Meghan's children, Archie Harrison and Lilibet Lily Diana, are not believed to have travelled with their parents across the pond. person since March 2020, when she left the UK after completing her last official engagements as a full-time working member of the firm. Unlike Harry, who travelled back to England twice in 2021, Meghan had not been on British soil for 2 years. Harry and Meghan's children, Archie Harrison and Lilibet Lily Diana, are not believed to have travelled with their parents across the pond.